Welcome back, viewers, to the Tobago Updates Morning Show. And we have in studio with us Mr. Curtis Williams. I erroneously called him Mr. Curtis Douglas before, but it's Mr. Curtis Williams, who's the president of the Tobago division of the Trinidad and Tobago Chamber of Industry and Commerce, and he's here to continue the conversation about the T.H.A. budget 2026. Good morning and welcome, sir.
Good morning to the viewers and listeners on Tobago Updates. It's a pleasure being here.
All right. So tell us, 2026 budget. What is the feeling of Mr. Williams? What is the feeling of the Tobago Chamber?
Well, the Tobago division of the Trinidad and Tobago Chamber of Industry and Commerce, we give the secretary a passing grade. I saw a package that have been inclusive, a package that have been recognized the Tobago business community. Coming out from our previous conversation we had with the secretary running up to the budget presentation, I think she have really listened to us. She have listened to the agriculture sector, she have listened to the tourism sector, and she put together a comprehensive package that tells a lot, a really lot. Let me pull some of the highlights out. One of the big highlights I like is the fact that we lobby for a loan guarantee program for the Tobago business. Coming out of COVID, lots of business in Tobago have been suffering, and we continue suffering because of working capital, etc. The numbers is not where they ought to be. And the secretary took that into consideration, and they came up with a package to assist us. We were lobbying for this for nearly 2 to 3 years. All right, my past president and vice president were lobbying for this kind of a loan guarantee program, and now we have it now, which will enable small business to get loans up to $3 million. I can't see that. I mean, imagine the Tobago Assembly is going to guarantee a loan up to $3 million. And I think this signals a good way going forward for business on the island. All those, any type of business, and she mentioned maybe hotels, maybe bread and breakfast, maybe all kind of business. Once you reach the criteria, minimum is $750,000, you could get that loan and going forward. And it's going to be easier than the government loan guarantee program. Remember, the government had one, and it was a little stringent, that they have all these red tapes and holding you by your neck, and everybody was strangling. And that is what we mentioned to the then chief finance secretary, which was the chief sec. And he decided to tailor a package that could assist the local business here in Tobago. And we are pleased with that. We were so happy to hear that announcement, to see the launch and everything. We were really pleased about that. There was another aspect that stood out and really meaningful for us, was the Tobago Development Fund. It was to be a bank, but it's a fund. And that institution would help you now to move. So we're dealing with those who are having problems with the COVID and who are struggling to meet their working capital. Now, what about those who want to size up, those who want to scale up, those who want to get ready for this big blast of tourism that's going to be coming to Tobago? You will need that additional financing. And hence the reason why the Tobago Development Fund will assist you in that. Whether you're going to be equity financing or other financing, that fund, because that entity will absorb the BDU and the venture capital. So you will have an entity that will be going there, sizing up, bringing your business to the next level. And I mean, we're so pleased about that. In the business community, those were some of the things that was affecting us in a really big, meaningful way. We could not have access to funding. We could not have access to capital because it was a real hard time going to the bank. When the bank look at your financials, they square their eyes and they say, no, nothing for you, Mr. Williams. You can't make it. And now we have an entity. Although we are going through the bank, it will be a loan guarantee program, and it will be a development fund, which is a separate entity now. They're going to look at you differently now. Look at you as a Tobagonian and not look at you as a Trinidad and Tobago. Because you know, in Trinidad, everybody having fun. Down there is big. Everybody's booming down there. Things is happening. Yes. When I drive over the weekend, I want to know what's happening. If Tobago have been left behind and Trinidad is going forward. So I'm happy to see some of those big takeaway that we pull out of the budget for the SMEs on the island.
And the Tobago division of the chamber, right? What are you all doing, or what do you all plan to do to prepare your membership, and even those who are not members but might come to you all for help, to prepare themselves for this loan guarantee program?
So what we have asked the committee, there's a committee that administers the whole loans, which is the loans fund, the fund committee. We asked them to come to us and discuss in detail some of the things that they will be required. We put together a small working group or session Now that session will be tomorrow at 5, where we ask all the business entity on the island, all who think they could qualify for this fund or this loan, the loan, come and see us at the chamber for 5 tomorrow. We will have the accountant there, we will have the financial people there, the bankers. We'll also have the technocrats who will assist you in putting together your packages so that you could guarantee you'll get something out of this loan guarantee program. The other part that stood out, and we must talk about it, is transparency. I see today the Tobago House of Assembly accounts are up to date. We never had that in the history. That blew me away. It was something we always asked about. When we going to see the accounts, what were going on? The Auditor General always talk about it. And yesterday, the secretary was to boast about it, and I'm happy about that. Those things speaks volume. I know the secretary came from a technocrat background. She have a financial background, and she understand when it comes to accounting how you need to deliver. And she did deliver yesterday. And that transparency in the Tobago House of Assembly accounts, where everyone can look at it and it can be audited, and we are pleased about that. So there's no years going back. It's up to date, and it will be there for the public to view it, look at it, scrutinize it, see where all your money have been spent, and then you can make your comments as you so desire. But it's audited accounts, and that sends a good signal in the business community. Transparency, integrity in your accounts, that sends a good signal.
Okay. Mr. Williams, you mentioned before, and it's public knowledge, that the loan guarantee program is something that you've been clamoring for. The government has one similar, but they will focus primarily on tourism, just the tourism sector, I believe, just tourism alone. Here, the Tobago House of Assemblies, any sector, once you are domiciled in Tobago, a registered business domiciled in Tobago, which is good. We give them a round of applause for that. You also mentioned the fact that the Tobago Chamber will be providing the measure of support for the businesses in Tobago to kind of understand how to maximize the opportunity that is ahead of them now. In terms of your experience, right, and the data that you have, your experience in terms of managing businesses, providing support to them and ensuring that they are able to, grasp the opportunities. What has been the response? What is the outcome in terms of providing that measure of support and businesses actually coming to the chamber to say, hey, we need your help. We access the help, we understand the procedures, and to show the benefits from it. Have you been able to see the measure of successes in that area?
Well, as was mentioned in her statement yesterday, she did mention the Tobago division of the chamber, and the T.H.A. would be partnering with us to assist business in education, in that mentorship. So we're not just going to let you get money and you're going wild. We're going to be there with you through our mentorship programs. We have our mentorship programs, and we will be there developing you into that. So we're going to be a hand-holding process going through. So at least we will see you move your business from 0 to 20 to 100, because we will be there through our educational program, through our Tobago Business Advisory Service, which is T.H.A, that we launched a year ago, 2 years ago. Mm-hmm. And through that venture, the Tobago Assembly will be assisting us in educational programs, bringing in mentors to assist you moving forward. And I think that's a good step. That's an excellent step for business in Tobago, because some business, you're good at your technical aspect of the business, but when it comes to the finance, you're not too good at that. Mm-hmm. You need someone to assist you in that process, and you can't pay an accountant. Accountant is not that cheap as we could think about it. But if you have someone who can give you that level of understanding in your finance, they're able to tell you, okay, this is what you do in terms of your bookkeeping. We're able to tell you this is what you do in terms of your marketing. We'll tell you this is what you could do in terms of your pricing. Because we see now in the business space, I remember 2 days ago, a guy was complaining about prices he's paying in Tobago for products. And it's maybe some of the business people just don't understand how to price and put a product. So they just put a price as they felt it ought to be, not working out the mechanism to understand that price is a little too high. So there are things that we want to do for our membership and the business community. We want to look at your pricing. We want to look at your marketing. We want to look at your customer service. We're having that issue now with customer service, and we want to look at you overall, the health of your business. Business and on the island, some are just segregated in certain spots. We're asking you to move your business in various areas, look for market segments, and all these little strategies, we're going to work with you in that. And that's what the Tobago Business Advisory Service will look at.
And in terms of the businesses, have they been responding to the support that you've been giving them? Because I know sometimes a businessman, I just want to sell my carrot, and I just want to sell, and I just want to do this. Have they been responding in the way that they should? Because I believe that they will reap the benefits if they do, but have they been giving openly, responding and saying, here, take my business, help me, and put me in a place that is better for me overall?
For the last two workshop we had, it was overwhelmed. We didn't have space for them. We know the AI, we had the AI conference coming. We have one that we're going to do for the chamber, which will be this Saturday. And again, it's overwhelmed because AI becomes a big issue, a big thing, a big new kid on the block. And we are working with AI. We are working with our Vice President, Jason Atta, working with AI and how AI can assist you in your business. You will be marveled to see what AI can do. I was blown away sitting with Jason and going through what AI could do for a small business, for a large business. We're not saying that AI would just get rid of everybody's job, the lower staff, but AI could be a tool that the SME can use effectively. And when I say effectively, not to just write letters for you and you see to whom, no. AI could be a tool that you could use to analyze even up to your accounts. Even going to your proposal with the bank, AI could be there to assist you in that whole package going forward. So, I mean, we there at this workshop, it's called AI Experience. We were able to show you how AI can be used in your business as a tool to assist you in marketing, to assist you with sales, to assist you with customer service. Imagine an AI assisting you with customer service, because AI is going to read all the feedbacks from your customers. AI is going to analyze it. AI is going to tell you exactly where you're dropping short, whether it's your front staff or your back office staff. AI is going to tell you exactly your price point. If your pricing is too much, if you need to move a little lower in the end, AI is going to tell you everything in your production, where you need to cut, because there may be things that you're doing that you don't understand, and AI is going to show you that. And that's what we're going to show you within our programs with AI.
Okay, so Mr. Williams, I just want to shift gears a bit and talk about some other areas that the Secretary would have mentioned. And they spoke about growth within the tourism sector as well as the agricultural sector. I know they did mention trying to grow the agricultural sector from, I think it's under 1% or 1%, up to 6% of the GDP of Tobago. What are your views on these goals of this administration?
Now, what you mentioned is that the inflation in Tobago is really pivoted around the food import bill. And we had to understand that, you know. Our taste go on to raspberries, strawberries, blueberries, and all the berries. Right? We forget pomerac, we put pomsity, we put sapodilla. We have no mango, Julie mango taste anymore, you know. We use all the berries on them. And that is what we're trying to see, reduce our food import bill. And if we reduce our food import bill, which push the inflation, then we know how to push, we had to grow. We had to start to grow. So that's why the emphasis is on the farmers, the emphasis on the mega farm that she mentioned, that she want to push Tobago into that direction. We do farming as a hobby. We had to move that direction. We had to do farming as a job. It's an enterprise on its own. Right now, they're doing farming. You do a little back garden. You plant 200 head of lettuce and you say, I tired, yes, me planting no more. Just the other day, I remember Subway wanted some fresh lettuce and they couldn't get lettuce. Couldn't get lettuce on the island because nobody could have consistently supply them with lettuce 200 heads per day. And that's the problem. It's not that they could get lettuce, but one weekend you will get all the lettuce in the world, and next weekend, no lettuce.
Consistency.
And that is correct. So we're looking at these mega farms that she mentioned in her package, and different farmers will be given different products or produce to make. So you can plant. So this one going to be a root crop farmer. This one going to be a leaf or seasoning. And segment them and they're ongoing. It's a mega farm. So we're doing probably 500 heads, 1,000 heads of lettuce. If you're doing chicken, you rearing chicken, you don't rear 200 chicken. That's for that must be for you alone to use throughout your time. But you want to groom 1,000 heads of chicken. So every cycle you have 1,000, you're producing 1,000 heads. So you have these mega farms to do that kind of thing. And that's what she mentioned. Once we do that now, we're able to cut down on our food import bill and our inflation will go down. Food inflation definitely will go down. And that's something we want to look at, and I'm happy about it. It's mentioned there, and I think this sector could take full advantage of it, really full advantage of it. I know they started the Kendall Farm School, the area there, they started to bring things back to normal. So I want to push the young youths, because a lot of folks leaving school now is graduation time. Push them towards the entity of farming. Make farming sexy. Right? They're making farming seems like if it's a old man thing. You had to put on old and dirty clothes and no mechanism of the farming, and you had to be there only with a whole chicken. No. There are machines that you could use. There are even technology you could use in farming. There's an AI tool you use in farming. You wouldn't believe how these things could really work for you. So you as a young entrepreneur getting into farming must understand that, hey, you can use technology for farming. You know, it's no longer you sitting down there and you bang your head and your back and you're only hoeing. And no. farming go on to mechanize it, and there you could use all the tools that are necessary to make farming seem sexy, as they will put it.
Mr. Williams, you are very, very excited about this budget and the potential that is there for Tobago, the Tobago economy, and the majority of the industries, mentioned in the budget as well. You seem very, very excited, and as you mentioned, a passing grade for the Secretary in her delivery of the budget this year. In closing, though, because I wish we had more time so we could continue talking with the passion that you have this morning. In closing, is there any other point you want to raise to ensure our viewers understand where we are in terms of the budget presentation?
Well, the human development, the human capital is something we had to look at, and that's something that we always had to play. We want to develop the tourism industry, so we know we have to look at the human element of it. We want to look at folks who get into hospitality. There's the Tobago Hospitality Institute. We want to try to take full advantage of those institutes because the hotels is coming. They definitely will come. We have a new terminal building to open. We're hoping that it opens very much soon for the summer. And when that terminal building opens and the new airlift comes into the space, we need plants, we need hotels. Once the approval has been done and all these plants decide to start construction, there will be a need for Tobagonians to get into the hospitality sector. And so hence the reason why we're asking you to plant the seed now. We're asking all the young professionals and them, look at hospitality as a career. There's a meaningful career. You can make money in hospitality. I can tell you I've been there. I work on the cruise ship for 6 years and I tell you, I make lots of money. And you can do that and you can make it a big career and make lots of money off of it.
The passion there, and of course I know, especially as the president of the Tobago division, you have that passion and you want to see businesses thrive on the island of Tobago. So we say thank you so much for coming in this morning and encouraging our businesses and of course extending your arms to provide that measure of support so that they could maximize all the opportunities ahead of them, especially coming out of the budget presentation yesterday in the House. So thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, we've been speaking with Mr. Curtis Williams. He is the president of the Tobago division of the Trinidad and Tobago Chamber of Industry and Commerce, as we went through the budget review and the position of the chamber and the things that they will be doing to partner with the Tobago House of Assembly to provide that measure of support for businesses here on the island of Tobago. We have to go for a short break before we continue conversations in studio, and as we go, we invite you to help us. Share the live, share the live, share the live. We'll be right back.